Today on the channel, I'm feeling a little bit extra oozy today with the Usos WWE Mattel Greatest Hits Series 7.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Greatest Hits Series 7 unboxing and review. And today we got two brothers in paint. We got the Usos, Jimmy and Jey. But for all your greatest hits needs and a whole lot more, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Gotta get a deal out there. And of course, gonna do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. Gonna take a look at the packaging. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and the Usos riding again. This time riding in style, going way back to their first ever Elite figures. Very, very cool, because we've had Jimmy and Jey overload the last couple of years, at least for me personally. A lot of very similar figures. Now with the Yeet movement going on. Of course, my good personal friend Jey Uso, as you guys know on the channel here, there's definitely been some changes with some of the Usos, how they look over the years. There's no doubt about it. Now, going back to the war paint, man, I would love to see these two come out. I don't know if they could do a Raw anniversary show or something. Come out in your old school gear and do that like Samoan war dance. I would love to see that one more time. Always enjoyed that back in the day, but I don't think Jimmy and Jey want to go back to this looks. They were a little bit lost in the shuffle, and most people couldn't even tell them apart at the time. They've done a great job over the last couple of years, really diversifying themselves and making themselves stand out on their own. So shout out to them. That's not easy to do, especially when you're a twin or a brother in a tag team, whatever you want to call it. It's always tough to do. So good for them breaking through to the other side like a young Jim Morrison in the Doors, of course. But Jimmy and Jey, very cool to get a throwback version. I think a lot of people want these in their collection. Of course, with the greatest hits, you get all the updates and stuff. We will compare this to the original versions later on in this video. But let's start it off. And we're going to start with Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy's giving us a little tongue, because we all want a little tongue at the end of the day. But there's Jimmy just celebrating right there. Of course, greatest hits, WWE, Jimmy Uso in younger times, Elite, WWE, True Effects, of course, 8 and up. Smiling Jimmy, of course, on the side. Greatest hits, certified authentic Jimmy Uso. Then on the back, got the cross-sell down below. Unboxing every single one of these on the channel. We will rank the entire way from my least favorite to my favorite, so stay tuned to that. Tail of the tape, got the blurb, got the glamour shot. Let's see what it says about one Jimmy Uso. From San Francisco, California, home of Super 7. Shout out to Super 7. Height 6'3", weight 251 pounds. Finisher, that Uso splash. Twin brothers Jimmy and Jey, the Usos, continued their family legacy of dominance from the moment they arrived in the WWE Tag Team division. Did they, though? I don't know. I don't remember that. Career highlights: Raw Tag Team Champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. Very cool, but let's pop it out. Let's see what old Jimmy's up to here. See you later. Goodbye. And there it is, old Jimmy Uso in the plastic prison. He's probably locked in. Yep, we got twist ties. It is the year of twist ties, after all, 2025. It'll go down. That'll be the most important thing that probably happened in 2025. I can't think of anything bigger going on in 2025 than all this up game of twist ties there. That's just been a one-upmanship between McFarlane. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about you, Todd. And Mattel and some of these other toy lines out there. Who can put the most twist ties out in their figures? And I'm fighting through it. I'm the only one talking about it, and rightfully so. And there it is. Pop these hands out. Pop old Oozy Jimmy out, and we're off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. Now, out of the package, we got a gripping hand and a fisted hand. Like I said, everybody loves a little fist. You get the exact opposite hands over here. Choose your own hand adventure. But now we're getting down to old Jimmy Uso. Looking crazy in the back. We say oos, you say oh. Oos? Oh, of course. I want you guys to do it in unison. Maybe later. Okay. But we do got that on the back there. You got the very cool shirt. I always thought this shirt was pretty cool on the front as well. Now, this is the Polly Pocket style shirt that unbuttons on the sides here. You just slide it over the top. You got to pop the head off first, of course. Not a huge fan of this. Obviously, this feels very dated, very, very worn out. Time to move past that. We should have soft goods shirts for this one. Would love to see a Threadheads or somebody, maybe they already do, make this exact shirt in soft goods, because that would be a way to make it way different than the last version. And that is a miss, I think, on the Mattel team. I think they should have went soft goods on these. Make them as different as possible. That's one way that would really improve these figures. Is what it is, though. But we do get Jimmy Uso here. Man, he's got some crazy eyes like I haven't seen since Hulk Hogan in Greatest Hits Series 7. Or Hulk Hogan in the bathroom back in 1988, I think is what I saw. Big old tongue going on. He's even flashing the gums. He's all the way in. He's like a horse. He's getting that mouth wide open there. Got the teeth sticking out there. Of course, you got the war paint on there. I'm here for all the paint. Brother in paint looking very nice. Got the necklace around him as well, looking very good. Talked about the shirts getting down to the arms. You're all tatted up. Of course, the Usos not scared to be tatted up. That is for sure across the board on this one. Looking good all over the place here. Of course, the new articulation. Got those surfer kind of shorts going on. Very, very cool. Very colorful. Like something Sting would have worn back in 1990. You got the handkerchief out the back that says Usos. In case you got to blow your nose or take care of another problem you got going on, you're always ready. Always ready. Very stiff, too. I don't know why it's so stiff, but here we are. Very stiff towel back there for him. You do got black knee pads. They are, yep, they're painted on there. Okay, I thought they were. We do got pins in the knees. Not a fan of that. Black boots, little white action, little socks sticking out the top as well. Looking good there. Of course, articulation, arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows, hands removable, back and forth, side to side. Head removable, of course, back and forth, side to side. Easy to take the head off to get the shirt off, easier on and off. Waist articulation, the big old splits if you need them for old Jimmy Uso. Leg goes up, pin knees, as I said, boot cut, ankles, back, forth, side to side, up and down. Usual articulation there, so we won't have to run it through with Jay. They're going to have the same articulation. Should fit on a ringside collectible stand using discount code Kyle, saving 10%. There's old Jimmy Uso doing Jimmy Uso things, and like I said, we got it before as well. Very, very similar here between these two. A little bit more bright pink on the old one, a little bit more dull pink on this one. Very similar pocket shirts, poly pocket shirts. Very similar head sculpt, just a little bit improved. Definitely some differences. You can definitely tell the difference. The biggest one always, of course, going to be the elbows with the pinless joints, as we know. But a nice upgrade here for me. I'm going to leave the original ones covered up with those, and I'm going to take these off of this one. That's how I'm going to make them different in my collection. Do however you want to do it, of course. But now we get down to old main event Jey Uso. He's yeeting all over the place, and I just saw Jey, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. What is time once again? Very nice gentleman, Jey Uso. We talked it off, and I talked about it in my Toy News weekly purchases, how he said, Kyle! It's like, I felt like he'd known me forever. It was a very weird thing, and don't even get me started about our Braun Breaker talk when Braun was there as well. But Jey was good, and he knew I was one of the real ones there because I was at this meeting. It was a stuffy work meeting. He was trying to get people to do the yeet and all the hand stuff, and everybody in their suits and stuff was like, well, what is this guy talking about? What's yeet? And I said, exactly. I've been saying this on my channel for a long time. What's yeet mean? But I was the hippest guy in the room for sure. I was probably one of the youngest guys in the room too as well, so that kind of helps. But I did walk up and I said, hey, what do you know? I got my Ultimate Warrior business socks on here today. Showed them that, and they said, oh, this guy's a real one. And that's right, I am a real one. I can bleed, I can pinch, I can feel. So there you go. But Jey Uso looking good back in the day. I should have said, Jey, when are you going to put the war paint back on? That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing. But who knows? Jey Uso very well could win the world title at WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens right there. Jey Uso looking good. Similar packaging to his brother, of course. Certified authentic Jey Uso. Smiling Jey Uso on the side. On the back, cross-sell blurb, glamour shot, tail of the tape. Let's see what it says about our friend Jey Uso from San Francisco, California. 6'2", an inch shorter than his brother. 242 pounds, and of course that finisher, that dreaded flying oos. You got to watch out for that. Twin brothers Jimmy and Jey Uso continue their family legacy of dominance from the moment they arrived in the WWE Tag Team division. Raw Tag Champion, SmackDown, WWE Tag Team Champion. Same blurb as the last one. That's the way it goes from time to time. See you later. Goodbye, plastic prison. Old Jey doing Jey Uso things. He's also locked down in the plastic twist tie game. We're going to get him out, though. We're going to try to get him out, but man, they're really locking him in from Mattel as of late. I don't know what's changed. They always locked him in a little bit, but man, they're taking it to new levels. New levels. No, not quite McFarlane levels. Don't worry, Todd. Stay seated on the couch over there. I'm going to pull it out here. Come on. Oh, cut my finger off. Let's do it. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? I'm going to pop him out. Oh, we just powered through on the knee. There's a hand. Give me a hand, Jay. Give me 2 hands. How about? See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to business. Jey Uso business, and as I said, we got extra hands here. 2 fists out of the package, 2 grippers right here. Ready to go. Choose your own Jey Uso hand adventure. Starting at the head on this one, it's Jey Uso all day long. Got the war paint on the opposite side. Always liked how they did that. Like you could bash their heads together into one full-on paint job. Very smiling, and once again, I don't know what these guys and their horsey smiles are showing all gums. They're really showing those gums going on there. Got the white teeth, of course. So San Francisco, dental plan Rikishi, making those guys get their braces, get the retainers, get the headgear, get your teeth cleaned twice a year. Shout out to Rikishi being a real dad. Cleaning up the streets, cleaning up his kids' teeth, too, apparently. But looking good here. Got the black hair there, big smiling face, got the beard going on. Jey Uso, 2 eyes, 2 ears, nose, and a mouth. I know who this is. Somebody hands it to me. Besides that, we get very similar to his brother. Of course, gotta get the most out of your molds. He does have his tattoos on his arms, of course. You got the black wrist tape going on. 2 Fists of Fury, as I mentioned. Same black boots going on. Looks like the same everything. Same handkerchief in the back. He's probably up to the same shenanigans as brother Jimmy is as well. You got the trunks going on here as well. Same one. So, of course, you're getting the most out of your mold. It's going to be a lot of reuse. And especially at this time for these two, they were basically interchangeable for most people. Nobody could tell Jay and Jimmy apart for the longest time, as I mentioned earlier. So it does make sense, I guess, how this came out here in the Greatest Hits line and the original versions of the Elites for these guys. Once again, pinless joints on the upside. Down low, you do got the pins. Articulation can be identical to his brother, so we don't need to walk through that either. I got the Polly Pocket shirt, of course, the tattoos underneath. And as I said, I'm probably going to display these two without the shirts on. Use the old school ones with shirts on. Make them as different as I possibly can, of course. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? What do you know? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And then his brother, or his prior self, I was going to say future self, his prior self here in the Elite line, once again, very similar. Brighter pink on this one, a little darker pink on this one, but for the most part, very, very similar figures between the two. New head sculpt between them. That is a much upgraded head sculpt over the last Jey Uso, just like the Jimmy one. So cool to get the Uso twins back again, and I am glad they gave us these two in the Greatest Hits instead of going back to, you know, what Elite 57 or whatever it was in their red and white attire. I mean, that was a long time ago, but I like that they went way back to the initial ones. I think that was the smart way to go. That was a smart move on Mattel's part, so I'm here for that. Very, very fun, especially if you didn't have these in the past. But what's your thoughts on these two Uso figures? You picking them up? Playing the long game? Passing? Is there anybody out there that has a Jey Uso collection but not a Jimmy Uso collection? That would be very strange to me. I only collect Jey Uso. I don't dive into the Jimmys. I bet you there's somebody out there. There's people that collect only one turtle, so it could be possible if somebody does that. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below on these two. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Dangerously close to 50,000 subscribers here on this very YouTube channel, and I need your help. Make sure you do subscribe. We got a 5-year anniversary show in March. We're going to do some giveaways if we hit that milestone, and like I said, we need your help. Check out the Patreon for early access to all my YouTube channel videos, glamour shots, giveaways, Q&As, dog stuff, pizza stuff, you name it, going down on the old Patreon channel. Appreciate the support over there. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So for the Usos, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.